Hi y'all, I want to go over the Force and Motion Basics PHET Lab 2020 to give you guys some help on how to get through this. So this is basically a 5-page lab on paper that we've converted to digital. It's about 2 class periods. You should finish parts 1 and 2 on the first day. You should finish parts 3 and 4 on the second day. So I'm going to give you a quick overview. Like I said, it's 5 pages on paper. To convert that, we ended up with 65 slides. Yeah, I know it's a ton of slides, but the slides are really, most of them are very, very quick. So let's just get into it here. There are 4 parts, as I said. Part 1 starts on slide 2. Part 2 is on slide 17. Part 3 is on slide 27. Part 4 further down on slide 52. So it's 4 sections, and you're going to be exploring the PHET lab. So on the first few pages, this is an exploratory thing where you're going to look at the pictures of the people on these slides. You're going to predict what you think will happen and why. Okay, remember we're talking about force here. All right, what forces are causing these things to happen. Then you're going to open the PHET lab at this link right here. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and go to my split screen. Okay, split screen is the way to handle this because you are wanting to have the lab on one side and your notes and your assignment on the other side. So let me get this all set up. Sorry, back and forth here. Here we are. Okay. So you're going to go to the lab, open it up. You're going to click on net force, which is this one right here. And as you go through this, every time you open up one of these experiment pages, you're going to click the yellow box. All right, these always need to be clicked. All right? That gives you information, speed, sum of forces, and when you put a person up here, it'll actually tell you how much force is being applied there. Okay, so always click the yellow boxes. You can always reset by clicking the reset button here. So part 1, experiment 1, you're going to use the simulation in the PHET lab. You're going to explore here, all right, try different combinations of things, compare the predictions that you made above with the actual guys and gals here and their forces, using different colors to compare to what you predicted on slides 3 and 4. And you may need to go back and correct, okay? Model some trials on the following slides to keep track. So that means on slides 11 and 12 and 13, you are going to actually do something over here in the PHET lab, and you're going to actually then go copy that or model that over on your document here. Okay, so you're going to actually place exactly the same kind of person and forces in each location to model what you do here. You're going to click the go button, make it happen, and you're going to answer these questions. Which way did the car go? Explain why. And when you explain why, you have to use your evidence. All right, talk about sum of forces, how many forces going left, or how many newtons going left, how many newtons going right. Okay, you can return to the same set of variables by hitting return, or you can reset the slide and just clear it. And if you do reset, make sure you recheck all the boxes. All right, so then you are going to look at what you've done and ask yourself some of these questions. Come up with some rules about what you're seeing here, all right? And you're going to write that information right here, rules and predictions, all right? That's part 1. Part 2 is where you're going to move to motion. And as you go through the motion thing, you're going to also make sure you always click the various buttons over here, okay? On this set of activities, you're going to basically explore the impact of mass on the speed of a pushed object. You can put a refrigerator on there. You can put a person on there. You can put a person under things. It's crazy. You can build all kinds of stuff. You can put the refrigerator on top. Strong people. Then you can apply the person by pushing You're going to apply the forces by pushing here. You can also do it with the slider down here. Okay, you can also do it with this button. Okay, so there's a number of different ways you can do it. And you're going to be documenting what happens on each of these. Okay, and obviously you're going to be answering incomplete sentences. All right. So I'm not going to, you just basically have to go through it and work out each one of those little scenarios. Part 3 is where we bring in friction, because I don't know if you've noticed, but on part 2 there is no friction. The idea is that the object is on wheels and it will keep going. It's theoretical that there's no friction there. So part 3 brings in friction, and again we're going to check the boxes. And here, you can see we're already at slide 30. Okay, so you know that you go through it pretty quickly with the instructions. So part 3 is looking at how forces can change motion, and here you're just going to follow the instructions, experiment with this for a while, and then answer the questions about how friction is different from net force in motion. Next, on slide 33, you're going to read this situation here about Sam. And then for slides 35 through 39, you're going to place the arrows based on your prediction of what the forces will be and answer the questions in slides 36 through 38. Then run the simulations based on the images in slides 35 through 37 and write in the box what you discovered. So what that means is you're going to go to the slide and you're going to use the arrows to describe, to visually describe what's happening in the picture, okay? And then here, you're going to answer this question. You're going to do the same thing for 37 and 38. And then you will be going and verifying that in the simulations, okay? And then you will come back after running the simulation and answer the question. Okay, that's why these boxes are labeled for after you use this box after you get to slide 38. Okay? All right. Instructions for slides 41 through 51. Based on your observations and experiments in part 3, friction, answer the following discussion slides. Go back to check what you observed in your experiments or run new experiments if you need to in order to answer the questions. So slides 41 through 51 are basically questions about friction and all of that, okay? Now, part 4, acceleration. You're going to obviously, just like before, make sure you check all the boxes, okay, when you start it. That's what this information is reminding you. You can reset with the orange button there. All right, you have an experiment. Make the person push on the box till he does the splits. Watch what happens and then answer the following discussion questions. All right, so discussion question 12 and 13. You're going to explore that, answer those. Again, you're going to be answering these discussion questions based on the different situations in acceleration. On slide 61, you're going to follow these specific directions and then complete the table below. Pretty much that's it. You're going to be answering questions and following the instructions. Email me if you have any questions.